Oh my god. XSplit, what are you doing? Hold on just 1 second, guys. Okay, here we go. Alright. It looks like we're live and we have sound. Let me know if anything is off with you guys. Thank you for coming back to another stream for Seduce Me. This is a new episode if you're watching it on YouTube, but if you're here in the Twitch chat, we've been partying for a while now. Is Pep still in the house? OBS has been suggested to me, but I didn't really. I was looking into it, and it was kinda so. I'm going to be moving to Broadcaster off of Gamecaster, but my friend has to walk me through that first. But I'll wait for Ispep to come back because I set her up a little something in the bot, but she needs to be the one to try it out first. So last time when we were playing Seduce Me, as we just left off, we had the quote-unquote ending to the game, which wound up not really being the ending because this game is a pile of trolling. And we have this person saying, "We are an interesting creature." I think you guys are going to like this character. I opened my eyes to see a woman staring down at me with a very sly smirk on her face. I opened my mouth to scream in fright, but a hand quickly covered my mouth. Right now, I'm about to cover my mouth in some of this cake that I got a slice of. This person's voice, this is Michaela Laws, actually. She created this game, and she's also the voice of Yandere-chan in Yandere Simulator. So you should find her voice to be very familiar.
No screaming now. Too early, silly girl.
Yeah, it is kind of a weird angle. She looks a lot better when you see her actual sprite. I could only stare up at the woman above me. I still felt weak, not having the strength to move and fight her off. What was going on, and why was she here?
Why do the boys like you? You're unique, yes, but that can't be all that you have going for you.
Rage began to consume my core again. This woman, whoever she was making me mad. She must have known as she let another smirk grow onto her face.
Ooh, you're feisty. That could be why.
Before I could bite her hand in anger, she removed her hand from my lips, standing up and staring down at me from her place next to my bed. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for one of my favorite characters in the game. I quickly sat up and glared daggers at the intruder. She was very beautiful, but I felt more anger than amusement. Or than amazement, I'm sorry. Oh, bye, Cookie. Thanks for stopping by. Her nails are on fleek, I have to say. Pretty much all of her is on fleek, really. Who the hell are you, and why are you in my room? Oh, that's my alarm telling me to take my allergy medication. I should probably do that. The woman began to laugh, making the rage inside me increase. I wanted to punch her, but I waited for her answer.
How silly of me. I forgot that we demons are not well known of in your world. You can call me Diana, little human.
Diana. And by the way, can you have her, Shelties? You can. She is romanceable. One of the best parts about this game is they give you everyone you want. I haven't done her route either, but if you guys are interested, we'll do it. Diana? Demon? You're a demon?
I am, but I'm much more than just an average demon.
What do you mean?
Silly girl. I'm a succubus.
Yeah, this is full stay in your lane mode. Okay, Ispep, everybody stop. Ispep is back. Ispep. Guys, be nice. She's the first one that gets to use this command. Ispep, type in !Malix. Do it. I will not continue with the stream until you use the command. Also, I get to eat another bite of cake. call it. She is a succubus. There you go, Ispep. That's just for you. There you go. Everybody can use that command, but I wanted Ispep to be the first. Where you play as the normal Boots Club in Osagao, that would be cool. I stared at Diana in shock. A succubus? First incubi, now a succubus. Great. I now met both genders of sex demons. Diana crossed her arms under her bosom and looked at my body.
Well, you are pretty. A goody little two shoes, aren't you?
I moved out and stood from the bed, still glaring at Diana. Why are you here?
Oh, I just wanted to see who my competition was.
Do tell, Ispep. And you're very welcome, darling. Competition?
For the boys, of course. They don't belong here, and yet here they remain. I want to know why, and remedy this little issue.
Yeah, she is much more of the Mimi of this game than Lizette is. This girl needs to stay in her own damn lane. But she has her reasons for doing what she's doing. Maybe we'll figure them out, maybe not. Yeah, they basically are sex demons, Glenn. This girl was seriously pissing me off. Issue? What issue? They want to stay here so they can.
Silly, uneducated human. You don't understand the important roles these boys play in the Abyssal Planes. You keeping them here is practically imprisonment.
Shelties also wants to be named dating Diana. If you like her voice, go play Yandere Simulator. Same voice of Yandere-chan. You will go all brutal like Moose on Diana. Oh, Ispep, your boyfriend's getting a Twitch. Yo, let me know. Let me know when he starts streaming. I'll shout out his channel. You have about 10 seconds to leave.
Is that a threat? How cute. What are you going to do? Kill me?
And if I do?
You barely have the strength to stand, little human. I can rip the rest of your energy out and knock you into a coma. You'll never be able to wake up again.
Touch me and I'll...
Enjoy every minute of it.
Yeah, she's a succubus. Doesn't matter what gender you are. She'll hit you just as hard as the guys do, Anderson. I felt my body freeze and heat up to an almost painful haze. My mind began to feel fuzzy as Diana stepped to me and caressed my cheek.
Now, you're going to listen to everything I say without any questions. Got it?
Yeah, Yandere-chan's voice is great. I nodded.
Good. I plan to bring the boys back to the Abyssal Planes. Why? So that I can take my place as queen of their realm. They have no reason to be here in this silly little world, so I'm going to make sure they return home. Okay, Pumpkin?
I nodded but growled. My rage couldn't be concealed despite the hold I was under. You evil bitch.
Call me evil all you want, dearie. I'm not evil. You're just in my way.
I think that line kind of sums up Diana pretty well. I felt Diana lean into my ear and whisper, making me unconsciously shiver in both pleasure and annoyance.
Now, be a good little human and go to bed. I'll make sure they're gone before you get home tomorrow from school, so make sure to say goodbye in the morning.
I felt my body move on its own to lay in bed and cover itself with my bedsheets. I glared at Diana the entire way down. Diana laughed at my futility. I'll get you.
Oh, please do.
All of a sudden, her voice deepened and became cold and demonic, sending a violent, scared shiver down my spine. Her red eyes practically illuminated in the darkness of my room as she glared at me.
Give me a reason to make your life a living hell.
I gritted my teeth, trying to fight back against the hold on me. She couldn't have been that tough. She needed energy to survive, right? I was sure she couldn't have had enough to hold me down forever. Diana then laughed and returned to normal.
Oh, and make sure you don't tell the boys I was here. I want my visit to be a surprise.
I felt a hold on me disappear, allowing me to sit up and practically growl at Diana in rage. What's stopping me?
Then you must not care about your friends and family as much as you care for the boys.
Oh, and now the threats begin. I stopped and stared. What did she mean by that? Was that a threat to my family? Diana smirked at me, knowing the confusion behind my eyes.
Let's just say that if you tell the boys about me, I'll make sure that no one will care for you, and you'll be all alone in this little house until the day you die.
I could feel fear creeping into me. Alone? How could she do that? The word demon reverberated in my head, reminding me that I was facing off against something supernatural. A human with a shield versus a devil was one thing. A human on her own versus a demon was another.
Have a good night.
And with that, Diana sank into the floor through a magic purple pentagram, which disappeared as her head vanished into the floor. Diana disappears through the floor a lot. That's like her signature exit. Ray Striker 13, hello and welcome to the stream. So nice to see you here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Oh, I'm sorry. My friends are messaging me about tickets to a concert next year for the Final Fantasy Distant Worlds concert. Which reminds me, you guys, follow up. I got Game Grumps tickets. And I'm so excited. I love that you guys are using that welcome command. You guys are adorable. Welcome to the Chu-Chu Club, Ray Striker. Oh, you're Ispep's boyfriend. Welcome. Welcome! Thanks for stopping by! Your girl's one of my favorites. She's like one of my sweetest cinnamon rolls. I love her. She's one of the original Chu-Chu Club members. Okay. I couldn't believe it. I had one problem and now I had another. Instead of a crazy psycho devil who wanted to kill me and the boys, I had a succubus wanting to ruin my life and take the boys away. Ready to pass the boyfriend test. Yeah. Uh-oh, you've got the whole Chu-Chu Club family against you now. Waiting to make sure you're good enough for Ispep. Now lay off of him, guys. Be nice. Could my life get any worse? Okay, sorry, the stream was buffering super bad. I was about to ask you guys if you were... Oh my god. Why is it buffering so bad? Alright, anyway. No, I wasn't going to let her win. She's not as powerful as she looks. I know it. Let me just make sure that the stream is good. Hold on. Guys, this is like... Okay, cool. Alright. I was just wanted to make sure that the stream did not... It's acting weird on my end, but I think it's good. If you guys are having any problems, you can always let me know. Tell us your credentials. Oh my god. What are your intentions towards my small daughter? I had to mentally confirm it. She wasn't going to win. The boys wanted to stay with me. I let out a sigh before closing my eyes, affirming my plan of action. No matter what she was going to do, I was going to beat her. Eventually, the morning arrived and the sun screamed at me to get up. Surprisingly, I woke up before my alarm clock once again, which was nice. I stretched out and quickly got dressed, getting ready for school. She expects me to say goodbye to the boys. I will say good morning, and I will see them when I come back. No way am I going to say goodbye. So I don't know if you guys can figure out what's going to happen in this scene. There's one little flaw, and by little I mean huge flaw, in Diana's plan. And I'm interested to see if you guys will pick up on it. I'll give you a couple of seconds before I proceed with the scene and see if you can pick up on it. I scooped up my bag and headed downstairs to the dining room, seeing the boys already eating a delicious selection of food. The smell made my stomach growl wildly at the sight of food drew me to walk further into the room.
Good morning, miss. Did you sleep well?
Before I could lie, hiding the incident in the back of my mind, Damien furrowed his eyebrows and stopped eating.
She's here.
Yeah, Diana forgot that Damien can read minds. Regardless of whether we wanted to tell them that Diana was here or not, Damien was obviously going to read our mind. Diana did not quite remember that little detail. Deslin, it really, the way that it ends really depends on the choices that you make. I haven't really gotten any of the bad endings in this game. It's kind of easy to get the good endings. Anyway. The boys looked to Damien in confusion while I cursed his ability silently in my mouth.
Damien, what's up with you? Of course she's here. She kinda owns the house.
Damien looked at me, wanting me to explain for him. However, the threats that Diana gave me last night warned me to keep my mouth shut. Yeah, so, regardless of what you pick, either you can, be honest or avoid it, in which case Damien is going to tell them exactly what's going on. You have no choice. So, we might as well do the right thing and just admit what's going on. Yes, Ray, this is a visual novel where you get to make choices during the story and it changes the way that the story goes. Yep. Damien pressed his lips together into a fine line. The other boys looked at me with a raised eyebrow. A girl named Diana came by last night.
Diana? Is she important?
Yeah, here's another interesting thing. She doesn't know Diana's real demon name, so they have no idea who quote-unquote Diana is.
Did she try to hurt you?
She's a succubus. That single word made the boys stop and stare at me. I looked to each boy, unsure of what was going through their minds. Should I have avoided it?
So, she's come to try and bring us back.
She must really be desperate.
Well, what should we do now?
Nothing. She'll give up eventually.
Will she?
The boys continued to look at me as if I knew the answer to that question. Damn it, Damien. She said that if I told you, she'd make my life a living hell. She can't possibly do that, right? She's not a devil.
No, she isn't. However, she is a very powerful demon.
She's a bitch. Good job, Pep.
She's a master of mind manipulation and has been trained in illusion. Unlike other demons who use strength to get power, she uses her charisma.
She is thirsty, Gwen, that is true.
She has the power to make armies bow to her and obey her every whim. That's why she's so obsessed with us.
What? What do you mean?
Well, she sorta has family ties to us. She was promised to marry one of us in exchange for more power.
Yeah, so the unknown fiancé betrothed person trope kind of comes into the story at this point.
She's just some whacked up hussy who doesn't know how to close her legs. She's not a real friend.
Wow, Sam! Tell it like it is.
Oh, really? I feel insulted.
The boys and I looked around the room, wondering where the voice came from. I felt cold sweat run down the back of my neck in fear, remembering what kind of power she had. At last, we saw Diana by the entrance of the kitchen, juggling a single red apple in her hand as she leaned against the archway. The boys quickly surrounded me, glaring at the intruder.
So, You took up a human name as well.
Yep, that's why they didn't recognize her.
Beautiful name, isn't it? Well, for a human name, anyway.
What the hell do you want?
To bring you back, of course. However, you weren't supposed to know that I was coming. I completely forgot about that little mind-reading ability. My mistake.
Yeah, she forgot about Damien. Diana pushed off from the archway and walked towards us, making the boy step closer to me in a protective circle. Diana laughed.
My. What has the world come to? A group of demons protecting a human girl? I'll tell you right now, she's not that pretty. And from what I can tell, she's still a virgin.
Wow, Diana! My face grew red in complete anger and embarrassment. How dare she? I know what you guys want me to choose, but this is a kinder, nicer version of Anderson. In another playthrough, we will do the oh hell no. But for now, we're gonna be nice. Diana chuckled and smirked at me, knowing that I wanted to hit her, but had control of myself.
Such control you have, human. You know your place very well.
I didn't control the growl that escaped my throat, however.
Well, will you all change your minds? I assure you, it's for the greater good.
I expected the boys to say no. What I'd heard was complete silence. None of the boys replied to Diana, which made me both nervous and fearful as to why. Diana leaned her head back a bit, surprised for a different reason.
No. Well, I see.
Was silence truly them saying no to her? I looked around at the boys and saw the disobedience in their eyes, giving me my answer. I felt my heart flutter, especially when my eyes landed on James. He kept close to me, glaring daggers into Diana. I could feel that he was completely adamant in his choice to stay. I don't know what, but I was incredibly happy to know he wanted to stay. Diana sighed and pressed a finger to her temple, rubbing it gently.
Either all of you are playing a very convincing hard-to-get game, or you all must be out of your minds.
Diana then looked to me, locking her gaze with mine as if to read me. I could tell she wanted me to do something, but the boys would stop her, so the stare was her only available action. Oh, his pep. After a small moment of silence, Diana licked her lips before breaking the gaze battle and smiling to the boys around me.
Very well. I guess I'll take my leave now.
What? Her leave? Was she serious? The boys around me straightened up and grew confused looks on their faces as Diana stepped back and away from us with a small bow, flaunting her cleavage. Without another word, a deep purple pentagram appeared under her feet and Diana's body slowly sank into the floor. As her head vanished into the floor, the pentagram vanished. I like him too, as Pep. I approve. At once, the boys relaxed and slowly began to return to their spots at the table, each deep in thought.
She'll be back, but she won't kill us. She needs us alive.
Whatever. We'll just keep saying no. She can't force us to come back.
Oh my god, Gwen, I was gonna say bye, Felicia, but you beat me to it. Good job.
She can't do anything but annoy us. Eventually, she'll give up.
That's the hope, anyway.
Hopefully. James walked over to me and gently caressed my cheek, looking at me with a comforting smile.
There's no need to worry. I promise she won't hurt you.
I nodded, feeling as though he was telling the truth, or at least a hopeful and comforting thought. James kissed my forehead, however, which made me blush and forget what I was talking about. The sound of the collective chuckles and playful snickers whispered throughout the air, making me blush even more, but the sudden growl that erupted from the man above me made the laughter stop. I didn't see James's face, but I could tell that he was glaring at his brothers with his lips on my head. He and I pulled away from each other just as the sound of Naomi's car appeared. I quickly ate my food, waved to the boys, and left, confident that nothing was going to happen. Never, ever say that nothing will happen before the day is over. Oh, guys! Oh, guys! I totally forgot about this scene, but it's happening! I avoided talking about the ride back home yesterday, saying that the ride was a one-time thing. I'll be running with you guys from now on to and from school. The girls seemed very happy. We entered the school quickly and gathered our things from our lockers and headed to class. There were no events to our surprise. History wasn't exactly fun, but our teacher was great. At least he would have been great if he was in class that day. Naomi and Suzu took their seats around me, Suzu in front of me, Naomi behind me. But before the class bell rang and class was greeted by the dean.
Students, you'll be having a substitute for class today. Everyone meet
Miss Diana.
Oh, shit. First of all, how does this lady get in here with this outfit? I don't even want to know. She's obviously throwing her powers left and right. Oh my god, Gwen! Don't be so violent! Be nice! My heart stopped. At the door with the dean was Diana, looking over the students and smirking as her eyes landed on me. She strutted to the teacher's desk, ignoring or welcoming the whispers from the other students before sitting on the wood and crossing her legs.
Thank you, Dean. You can go now.
With a wave of Diana's hand, the dean left the classroom, closed the door, and left the area. Diana smiled at us, making my stomach turn. What was she going to do?
So, history.
The Truth Quadrio! Welcome to the chat!
Thing, isn't it? I mean, what do we care about the past? We're in the present.
So nice to see you. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining us. The rest of the class, including Naomi and Suzu, hesitantly nodded in agreement, unsure about this new teacher, but willing to listen to more of what she had to say.
The present is so full of wonderful things. While the labors of the past are the reason we have many things, it is our chance and privilege to utilize what has been given to us.
I love that Gwen is using that welcome command to its fullest extent. I love it. Yes, treat our Ispep well, please. We love her very dearly. As long as you treat her well, we'll love you just as much. You are welcome to the family. And hello, Hana. I said Hana. Well, Hannah. See, I said Hana because we were playing freaking Asagao Academy. Hannah. Oh man, my brain. Her charm was almost infectious. The class was practically starting to eat out of her hand. I looked around to see classmates grinning and agreeing with Diana. I pressed my lips together as I listened further. I had no choice. Oh, a best friend of Ispep's. Yo, Ispep's bringing in her whole family to join the Chu-Chu Club. Love it.
What's even funnier about human beings is that some of the bits of history we hear as either made up or completely biased to one side. It's like a story you read as a child. You hear of the princess and the prince, and they live happily ever after. But what about the family she left behind? What of her friends?
The students listened and agreed intently to her words. I could tell, however, that these words were all targeted at me.
The original story of the Little Mermaid, a perfect example of biased opinion. Here we have a girl who thinks she can be with this prince, but this prince has to marry a princess.
Oh, she's trying to teach us some hard truths, but we're not having it.
What would happen if the mermaid had her way? What makes the mermaid so important that the princess has to suffer the consequences?
Okay, so we'll get a little sassy in one of the other ones, but for now we're going to keep quiet. I keep my mouth shut. There was no way I was going to let her get to me. Despite her being the teacher, I wasn't going to ignore her. I was going to ignore her. There was no telling what she could do if I talked back. There's a character in one of the
To my side, my noble Einherjar.
Oh, Hana followed us. Guys, are you serious? Thank you so much for the follow. And Cookie's back. Are you kidding me? Can this night get any better? You guys put such smiles on my face. I love you guys so much. Diana looked at me, expecting me to speak, but I merely stared at her. A smirk graced her face, a glare graced mine. I didn't need to fight to win.
It's still something to think about, however, as we think of this story. It's so easy to believe that the mermaid was the heroine. But what of the poor princess? Why should the princess suffer the antics of a mermaid? The princess didn't do anything wrong to her.
Except, you know, sneak into her bedroom, threaten her family and her friends. You know, nothing major. More nonsense. I knew this was all a subliminal message to me to make me pity her. My anger didn't allow any leeway to feel pity for her. How long was she planning to drag this out? She wasn't a real teacher. Diana continued to rave about the injustice of the princess had to suffer through while the mermaid was in the prince's sight. To Diana, it was injustice. To me, it was a fairy tale. The boy chose me. He chose me. She wasn't going to convince them otherwise, and I wasn't going to let her. Diana stretched her arms out, making an obvious sexual noise that made some of the boys in the class shift in their seats. I rolled my eyes.
Well, that's enough about fairy tales. After all, the Little Mermaid was fated to lose her prince in the original story anyway. It was for the better, though. The kingdoms, I'm sure, flourished, and the prince and princess lived happily ever after.
That's a little slight clue as to Diana's actual ulterior motives here. If you can pick up on it. Yeah! Ispep and Ray, let me know. Like, Ray, if you start up a stream, I'll tweet it out. I don't really, I mean, look, I'm not like the most influential person in the world, but, you know, whatever. I'm all for supporting members of the Chu-Chu Club. Oh my god, and my friends won't shut up about these tickets. Okay, oh yeah, so anyway, I didn't tell you guys. I got Game Grumps tickets. I got Game Grumps tickets. It was a pain in the ass. I'm in the second to last row in the entire place, all the way up in the nosebleeds. But man, can I tell you, I was sitting at my computer at work on my lunch break right at 1 o'clock when they went on sale. I refreshed the map. There was a big chunk of the floor gone, but I found 4 front row seats because there's me and 3 of my other friends are going. I clicked it. I went through the CAPTCHA, which it had the CAPTCHA where you click and it says I'm not a robot, and then it did that stupid CAPTCHA where it has like a bunch of pictures and it's like
To my
pick all the
side, my
pictures that
noble
have a tree.
Einherjar.
Oh, and Ray! Thank you for the follow. Guys, Ray was my 40th follow on my channel. Are you guys kidding me? That's so exciting! Thank you guys so much. Oh my god. Now I totally lost track of my story. I'm losing my mind now. Oh my god, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Okay, I need to finish my story so I don't cry. Okay. So by the time anyway, it was one of those stupid captions where it's like a bunch of pictures and it's like, choose all the pictures that have french fries in them or whatever dumbass thing they do. And by the time I got through the CAPTCHA, all of the tickets were gone. It was unreal how fast they went. I knew they were gonna go fast, but I was just in shock. I was completely in shock. Like, oh my god, I was salty. In fact, I haven't used this command yet for my bot, but it's time. Okay? I was completely salty. Very salty. So I'm still gonna go see them. But, you know, I'm gonna be in the second to last row. And I really wanted to see Danny's Jufro up close, but I'm not gonna get to. Really? A week ago, Cookie? Did I really get 10 followers in a week? Seriously? Did that happen that fast? Yeah, I believe the salt command I believe is available to everyone. So if you see me getting salty in a game, feel free to use it. Okay, so we're gonna say not a word. I could tell that she was trying to pull me to speak more and more. I knew she was wrong, but I wasn't intimidated enough to fall for her words and speak up. I decided to just watch and observe for the remainder of class. Her class had become a lecture and no one spoke as she spouted nonsense. Oh, maybe you can't use the salt. Oh, it might be for me only. Oh, I have to change it so that everybody can use it. I'm sorry, guys. I'll have to change that for next time. I'll have to update the script. I have to change the permissions on it. Oh, it did work for you. Oh, you know why it's not working for you guys? Because the commands have a cooldown. So if you try to use it and it's not working, it's because you need to let it so that it doesn't spam it. It has a cooldown. Yeah, there you go. You have to let a little bit of time pass before you use the command again, so that you can't just like flood the chat with the command. Okay, Deslin, how do you get permission to stream these visual novels on YouTube? I streamed some and then decided to put them on YouTube. A couple of days later, it was copyrighted. Okay. Unfortunately, YouTube has a really bad way of doing copyright flags. It's an automatic thing. YouTube doesn't do it on purpose. There are a lot of false companies that go around and claim copyright on videos so that you can't monetize them. Unfortunately, that's just a thing that happens with a lot of big name games and stuff like that. I have a couple of copyright things for some music on my channel as well. It sucks. YouTube has not found a good solution to it yet. It's very frustrating. I haven't had any problems with Asagao Academy, but then again, Illucide specifically said on their website that you are free to put it up on YouTube, you know, so they're not gonna have any kind of copyright strikes. I'll be interested to see if I get any from this game. I haven't gotten any on Stardew Valley or Dear Esther. So yeah. Oh my gosh, guys, are you getting... Oh, look. Guys, please look in my chat rules, okay? Be nice to people. Let's not get into fights. We're family. Gwen is putting up some sassy freaking emojis over there. Diana then stopped and looked at the clock on the wall, reading it quickly. The class had barely begun. Why was she looking at the time? Diana then leaned against the blackboard and smiled to us. I became worried.
You know what? School isn't important. Everyone, go ahead and head home. Take the week off.
All of a sudden, Diana kind of becomes a little appealing. I'm sure that plenty of you wish that she could just waltz into your school and be like, guys can take the week off. The students suddenly began to chat happily or in confusion of the situation. Many thought it was a dream come true. Others knew better. Before anyone could protest, however, Diana pressed a finger to her lips and counted down with her fingers in the air. 3, 2, 1. The speakers of the classroom gently awoke, giving us an announcement we would never believe.
Attention students. Due to an emergency faculty meeting, we will be closing school for the remainder of the day and this entire week. Please leave the school quickly and quietly and have a good rest of the week.
She used her powers on them. Damn it. I felt the need to stop her, but how could I stop a demon in the middle of a public area? Yeah, I know, right? Well, take the week. Oh, well, thanks, Diana. I appreciate it. You know what? You could just take your demon boys back to the... You know what? I'm fine. You know what? You're totally right. You know, fuck the mermaid. The princess is fine. Go take them. I'm going to go and sleep for a week. No, that's not what's going to happen. We are not happy with Diana right now. Okay, guys? She needs to stay in her damn lane. Hashtag fuck Diana, but also fuck Diana. Diana smiled before gesturing to the door.
Have a nice week off. School will resume next week.
Many of the students filed out, chatting to others about the new impromptu plans. Susan was beyond happy, but Naomi was hesitant. Before we could pack up and leave, however, Diana stepped to us.
Excuse me, little miss. I'd like you to stay a little while. There's something we need to discuss.
As Diana looked up to Suzu and Naomi, she snapped her fingers, making my friends tense up.
You two can head home. Don't worry about your friend until next week, okay? If you contact her, she won't reply, so don't bother. If she contacts you, ignore her, because she's just fine.
Oh, Diana covering all her bases! As if on command, Suzu and Naomi left the room. I tried to march after them, but Diana stepped in my path, warning me with her eyes that if I followed, there would be hell to pay. I had just lost 2 friends, at least for the week. Diana and I were alone, just like she wanted. I slammed my hands on the desk in front of me and glared at Diana. What are you doing and what are you thinking?
What? Do I not make a good teacher? I figured you should have a little lesson, so I took matters into my own hands.
Whatever you're trying to do won't work.
You really think so, dear? And what makes you so sure about that?
What was making me so sure? Why was I confident? Were the boys worth this? My thoughts began to fill with doubt. All of the uncertainties about this whole ordeal began to cloud my mind. If the boys were ever found out, they'd be hell to pay. Was it worth it? What about Diana? What would she do to me? Would she make my parents forget about me completely? Would she ruin my friends' lives out of spite? In my gut, I felt a stone of confidence try to fight back, but the heaviness of my thoughts began to dissolve that stone little by little. What was going on with me? I looked at Diana once again and saw her gaze boring into my eyes. She was using her powers on me. This time I was away from home, so I couldn't escape. Diana is relationing with a student. Yeah, that's not a good thing for a teacher to do, right? The sexy music's great. Or could I? Did I want to? The way she stared at me made me feel warm and fuzzy inside my chest. I felt like melting. Yeah, her hair is pretty on point. On fleek, Gwen Stacy says. Diana lifted a hand under my chin and ran her thumb up over my